Hey guys, I thought you might like to see what this red oak is going to look like once you put some polyurethane on it. Now that would be what's considered a natural finish. That's just clear polyurethane over top of the red oak. This has a very nice look. It's pretty light in color. Sort of clean looking as opposed to like a darker color molding or stain rather. I actually like this, and I think that I'm going to have at least one of the rooms with just this, if not the entire house. The windowsills would, what you'd see, the polyurethane this color would be the windowsills and the trim around the window. So that's what I'm hoping to do up there, and I will do. Get a nice finish there. Now this is just this is Minwax's wipe-on poly. I usually don't use this for trim. I usually use some other type. The wipe-on I usually use for gun stocks, but it is nice stuff, and since you're rubbing it on, you don't leave any lint or anything, or at least you can wipe it off right away. And you don't have to put a lot of it on either to make it, do its job. I don't know if you can see, like at the end of this is just a stick of molding, but there's like a knot in there that tends to show up nice. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but I find this to be very pretty. This, like this more brown color here, is actually part of the outside of the tree. That's the white wood, as opposed to the heartwood. That's mainly red. Now this board here, this piece of trim, has a little bit of stain on it. It's a medium brown stain. I don't really care for that. I think that the polyurethane by itself brings out the real true colors of the wood. It seems to me that this brown here hides a lot of the color. Whatever would be brown in here is sort of hidden once you cover it over with the brown. It's not highlighted very well. So I think I'm going to be going with just putting polyurethane on the molding. Like I say, I'm going to do the different rooms are going to be possibly different colors of wood, but I want to see. I really don't like this. I might have to look and see if I have some more stain colors, because I surely don't like that one. So one thing about being a builder is that you always have stains, different color stains. I used to carry a little pints of different colors with me in case something would get scratched so you could blend it in. But this right here is called Minwax Red Oak. Now obviously this is real red oak wood, it's just got polyurethane on it. So this tint here, it's quite a bit different. It actually has a red in it as opposed to the red that's in there, I suppose. I'm not a color guy. I have a hard time with colors. All I know is that I like the clear stuff the best. I don't think I like that at all. It just doesn't seem to bring the true wood out. And I don't like this one either. Now this darker one here, this is called ebony, and I really don't like that as well on this. One of the kids had picked out that color, and this color is nice. It looks like a cherry almost. This color is nice on white pine, but I don't like it on oak. I don't like that brown either. I think we're going to go with this natural color. I really like that. Anyway, what we got done here today is this is 105 more pieces of molding that are finished, and there's 40 pieces up at the house, so that's 140 altogether. And I'm trying to figure out what kind of stain I want on it, because I do want to polyurethane it as quickly as I can. It'll help to keep the wood from doing anything. I mean, it's already at a really good moisture content. You know, that's something I should check. I don't have my moisture meter in here, it's in the house. But anyway, the molding came out very well. I'm very pleased with it. I like it a lot. As far as the grizzly goes, this is the G1037, and I have to say that 100 pieces of molding, I just kept putting it in, one after the other, and it took it all. It never gave even a hiccup as far as running. Very well, very good running machine. It took the molding and just, you know, one after the other, kept going, no problems with it at all. Although there's a dust collector tube that they put on, and I added this so that I could fit my vacuum cleaner in there just as a temporary measure. And it really puts out a lot of wood when you're cutting. You know, someone had mentioned something about why am I cutting the wood down. Let me tell you, if you put 1-inch boards in there to cut this trim, you would have a truckload of sawdust in no time, and I'm pretty much already got that, as you can see outside there in the backhoe. But I wouldn't want any more. But this is a good little planer molder. I think that if it's on sale right now with Grizzly, I believe, so if you guys are in the market for a planer molder and you don't want to spend a ton of money, this is a half ton. It's a good planer molder. Ended up liking it very much. I'm going to show you. We're going to be going to the base molding next, and this is the cutter for the base molding. It's pretty nice. I'm going to set this here. Imagine that being the back of the molding. That would be the wall. This is Colonial base. There are molding caps where you would just have like a 1x4, a straight board, and then maybe a fancy piece sitting on top of it. They're nice. I've installed a lot of them, but I don't like them as much as I like this. The good thing about this is when you're making it yourself and you're not going to put a relief in the back, which I'm not going to, I find that when you buy Colonial base, the relief is made in such a way that the bottom of the molding goes in the space between the drywall and the floor, and it tends to make this look like it's beveled a little bit rather than straight. It's like, you know, beveled in. So this flat back molding that I'm making that I'm going to make here should end up nailing up a lot better, and should look a lot better when it's finished. I thought you might just want to see what it's going to come up with, or what I'm coming up with next. The wood for this thing has to be somewhere in the neighborhood of a 1x4, 1 inch thick. So I'll probably plane one side of a board, of a 1 inch board, and then put it in here. Let me just see this. It's going to be about 7/8 of an inch. So if I plane one face and leave that face down, I should be able to plane the rest of the 1 inch board with this. I'll let you know when I start doing it to see how it looks, but this is the Colonial base. So, you know, this shape, like I say, it faces out from the wall. The wall would be where my finger is. So that's what's coming up next. But before I do that, I have to cut 1x4 to make this. So I'm going to have to finish planing more wood over there. I have a whole lot to plane yet. I want to plane it right out of the kiln, and then we'll cut it into 1x4s and start making this.